Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm stressed out. I'm stressed out because of that guy over there. Not this guy in particular, but that guy over there. We'll get to that in a minute. It's 9:30. Temperature is 39 degrees. Humidity is 53%. Let's do this. Now, first thing you need to understand is on the real B-36 and somewhat on this one, when I get to the maximum detail stage, the X detail, the extreme detail, is when I start wiring all this stuff up. All these gauges, all these press to tests, all these toggle switches. So the moral of the story is on a real airplane or on the real B-36, this is nothing but a jumbled bunch of white braided electrical wire. It's just like spaghetti, just unimaginable. And the wire is what's the word I'm looking for? It's not malleable. It doesn't stretch or bend. It's solid and stiff. These things are just like, they just, ugh. So here we are. Let's pretend there's a bunch of wire in here for the next 5 or 10 minutes or however long this takes me. This panel right here is the Flight Engineer's Auxiliary Instrument Panel. It is held on to the canopy and its base, or I should say the Flight Engineer's table, by 4 shock mounts. 1, 2, 3, 4. This shock mount tees off of this static brace here, which holds this guy. The reason that this guy does not have shock mounts is because he doesn't have any gauges. The 2 gauges that he does have are in these anti-shock brackets, is what the IPB calls them. That's the illustrated parts breakdown. I don't know if I build those accurately, but that's what they look like. Now, I showed you guys that one on the previous video, so let's move to what I got done yesterday. This guy right here, I can't believe that he actually mounts up. I thought that this would be a little bit off, but no. It's, for all intent and purposes, exactly where it needs to go. I mean, the distance between that press to test and that surface, could be a little bit off, more, which I can make it, but it's fine. The reason that this fork is here is because eventually there's going to be a thick sheet of, or not sheet, but a thick block of steel that's riveted in here, which causes this thing to stay perfectly vertical. I guess that so it doesn't get in here and jerk around and do stuff. But this is, this surface right here, I got off of another airplane part and I welded that fork on there. And this is real, and this is part of a shock, and this is just a piece of steel I put on there, and I didn't have any of those on hand, and I didn't want to take the week to get them in, so that's a conglomeration of several things. But this is identical to what this guy looks like on the real airplane. Down here, I want to show you the back side. I guess I'll do them in order. This is the one I got done earlier today. And I can only theorize the reason that, if you look right here, this is a 1/4 turn fastener. You'd think the 1/4 turn fastener would be mounted on the actual panel, but it's not. It's back 1 1/4 inches. I theorize, since I'm not an aeronautical engineer, the reason that they've done this is because they didn't want to compromise this flange area and try to have, this would have to be in here and maybe have to eliminate that, and it would make that area, compromised. It would make it weaker. That's just a theory. I don't know. But what I do know is, in order to hit this 1/4 turn, you have to put a flathead screwdriver in through that hole to here. And you have to do the same over here, which is what I just got done building. The reason these are on here is because if this panel was hooked directly to this beam, you'd have to get back here, which is virtually impossible with all these wires in here. Back that up a little bit. So you want a way to get this off without having to get these shock nuts off of there. So the way you do that is with these quarter turns. So I'm gonna go over on the other side. I'm gonna turn off my light so y'all won't get all glared out. And maybe I can see. If not, you know, I'll just go back and turn the light back on. I'm a versatile guy. You can see, beautiful. Before I go any further, I got to thank my usual donation guy. You know who you are. You've been donating consistently every month for, I don't know how long, but I talk to you every once in a while in the interest group. You comment. Thank you, man. Thank you. You rock. So let's see what I can do here. I rehearsed this earlier. So we got that. There we go. Now, I'm your Convair electrical guy, maintenance guy, and I just got my technical order that I got to modify a bracket back here. It's been a long day. I just want to get this thing off of here and go home. Now notice, you can press on it and it jiggles. That's shock mounted. That's the way these guys, when you hit a bump on the runway or whatever, it don't damage them. So the first thing you got to do, if you can see it, let me just verify you can see stuff. You can see stuff to a degree. We're good. Is you got to take off the circuit breaker cover up front. And once you undo the quarter turns on the base of it, it pops right off of there. So that's out of the way. And what that does is, I'm gonna move my phone so you can see these. You got 2 quarter turn fasteners that live right there. And you got 2 quarter turns that live right there. On the J model, for some reason, they don't go vertically. They don't go horizontal like they do here on the H. They go vertically. So that hole would be there. Why they did that, I don't know. They just did. So you come down here and you pop that guy, and then you pop that guy, and then you pop him, and you pop him, and then pick him up, and he drops right off. Ugh. That D2 is heavy. So now you got this guy up here. So you got that screw right there. Things like this, although I can't see this from the front on the real airplane, I build these things so any layman that knows how to operate a screwdriver can come in here and just do this stuff. I try to keep it as serviceable as possible. I don't do stuff halfway and have these weird things. I do them so they can be done easily. So then you got to come up here and you got to unscrew this screw right here. All right, one screw, set him down there so he'll fall off and I'll lose it. Then what you do is, this is about the second time I've done this, so bear with me. Well, you come up here first and you can hit this quarter turn. Done. But these guys, they are not, they work, but I hope I can hit this relatively quickly. As I don't have a light on me. Come on, there it is. Okay, got that one popped. You come down here. Hopefully this one will go faster. Come on now. I can put these things on my drill press and there it is. I lined them up perfectly. So now, this thing should pop right off of here now. Well, pop right off in my universe. There you go. And that's how you do that. And this does do that. There's pictures of 522287 where the vandalism was done, and they have this off here, and that actually falls down like that. But that's it. I had to add this structure. I covered up my welds, thankfully, so this is looking a bit better. These are indicative of the real aircraft right here. This needs to be extended down to right there, and then there's a big piece of aluminum. I think it's triangular in shape. It's gonna mount here. But now this thing is now permanently mounted, and that's your shock mount for the bottom. But these things are done, thankfully. I don't know what I'm going to do next, because this thing is shock mounted. It's got its 3 on the bottom and the 2 coming off of the bulkhead, and this doesn't have shock mounts because there's no gauges. I've got a lot of switches I could install, but I don't know what I'm going to do next. If you guys have any ideas for a video, either of something you'd like for me to explain, or something from my collection, something in the garage or in the background that you see, in the comment section, let me know. I'm always looking for ideas. I know my videos are a little bit repetitive, but you know, some people like repetition. I'm one of them. I've got a lot of new subscribers. Thank you for coming on board. Thanks for your comments from everybody as usual. And I think that's about it. I'll see y'all next time.